G'day legends and welcome back to another video, and this one is an epic one because with a lot of help I believe I have found my latest That's Lot Car Guy test track, and I believe it's going to fit in this room and you'll see why I think it might. So stick around and let's check out my latest track. Welcome back legends to another video, and yes, I think we have found my test track. Well, not me. I've got to thank Nico from Slot Car Dude's YouTube channel. He's located in Salzburg. You may remember him from my Salzburg visit when I was here last August and I filmed that massive track. All I can say is an absolute legend. He hasn't stopped trying to help me since I've been here. He knows I was looking for a track. Cheers, mate. Subscribe to his channel. He knows his stuff over all scales. He can race, he can build a car. He's an absolute genius. Cheers, Nico. Subscribe to him. Thanks a lot. But before we even talk or even look at the track, I'm going to take you on my little journey. I drove from St. Johann to Kitzbühel, then from Kitzbühel to Zalmsee to visit the track. And this was a little bit of my drive. So that was just a snippet of my drive from Kitzbühel to Zalmsee. Unfortunately, the camera didn't catch both trips, so Zalmsee back to St. Johann, of course, Kitzbühel to Zalmsee. A lot of the footage got corrupted, so that's all I could share with you, but it was a beautiful drive nonetheless. But let's check out the track together. Now I'm gonna drag the bar across and show you the track in pieces, and here we are. This is a 2-lane wood-routed track. Very excited to have a wood-routed track in such a small space, and yes, I'm hoping it does fit in here. We'll talk about that in a tick. Now the outside lane, as you can see with my cursor, that is your final corner coming into the straight, which will zoom to that straight away, down the front straight, which will then lead you into the first corner. Now again, the depth of this isn't really showing on camera. It's around about 4 meters in length, or 4.1. So we go into the first corner, which I'll show you in a tick, the other angle from the other side, under the first corner, down to this nice little straight, which then brings us back into the inside corner of our last corner. Under the bridge we go. It's a nice sweeper, which you can carry that speed through under, nice little kink here. Then up the hill we go, around onto the bridge and zooming back downhill, which brings us into this final bend. Now the beauty of this is it is big enough for 1/24 scale. Most of Paul's collection was 1/24 scale, which I'll talk about that at the end of the video. But this is the track from the left hand side. Now let's have a look at the track from the opposite end. So this is looking at the track from the other end now. This is the first corner after the main straight. As you can see, we go around and underneath the bridge, and we do have a lot of width here, which is good because I do have some BRM cars that I love to throw around this track, and this track is suited for 1/24 scale. So we do go underneath the bridge. I know we've just been through this, but it looks different from another angle. Down this main little straight into the beautiful corner. Now we do have a little bit of a straight section here, which may unsettle the car. Straighten it up, and then this is where we should be able to hopefully carry some speed around, and then we take it uphill. Keep in mind that we probably get a bit drifty here, up and over the bridge, and then we take the speed downhill into the final corner. As you can see, there's a couple little angle changes here, which I think once it's worn in, which we'll talk about track evolution in a second, I don't think we'll have any issues. So that is the track from either ends. Now let's talk about the condition. It is a DIY track, and I did know that I'm not paying a lot of money for this track. So I'm very grateful that we did find it. Now I will be fixing up things like this, whether I put a mountain corner or whatever it may be. Now the MDF that you see that this is on, I don't believe will be with it. I have requested that this track gets cut up where the lines are so I can then transport it back home. And of course, I don't really need this space because I'm going to try and put it on some movable storage tubs or boxes if I can. So if I do need to take it down to test some other tracks that I get, whether it's a set that's been sent to me, I can move that track straight away. But as you can see, there's a lot of fat to be taken off this. These corners can be cut back for a more rounded edge so I can maybe turn it so I get more length in the room. But overall, it's a pretty good track. Now, when it comes to lane lengths, I don't know. I didn't ask the question. I probably should have, but I was more hoping that I could run all scales from 143 up to 124, and it looks like we can. Now, when we're talking braid, we are talking standard braid, non-magna braid, so it's non-magnetic, which means every car will run like a magless car. Whether you got a magnet in it or not, that magnet will now just actually be used as a weight of some sort, which I do prefer that. It's a harder drive, but you get to learn the car a lot easier. So there you go, there is the overall shot. Now I will show you some pictures of it being dismantled because I do have to try and get it home somehow, which is a bit of an issue. I won't lie, I'm struggling to find some kind of delivery van. Here in Austria, it's very tricky to find a delivery van, so fingers crossed. But there is the track. Now let's have a look at it being dismantled. So here is the photo of it being dismantled. Now Paul's a legend. I only just left, and about half an hour later, this photo hit my phone. A gun, because as it was on the MDF, I would not be able to get it up the stairs or even onto the balcony. It was just too big. Now, as you can see, the track in the background, that's your overhead track, your bridge section, and you can see he's cut it in a nice spot where I can rejoin with some braid that's been added in with the track itself. I can patch that up, no problems. The MDF that you can see underneath will be gone, so this grey section is sitting on top of that, and I will be trimming off this green section and just allowing enough for the 124 cars to have enough width to get the bum out. And of course, if you're going to crash, there's going to be some borders there. I need to make this as streamlined as I can to fit in this space. And part of this, making this video and buying this track, is to show that if you do have a room like mine, which is very small, it's 3.5 meters by 4.1 meters, it's not a big room, and you can have a decent sized wood rated track if you make the space. So there is the track. Another thing I don't think I mentioned, it does come with a timing system, and it does come with an adjustable power supply. Timing system is old school. I like that. It won't take me long to learn, and of course they're easy to fix. So for what I paid for it, which I won't disclose in fairness to the seller, it was a good deal. I'm very happy with that, and Paul was an absolute legend. So there's the track. Getting it home's another issue. Unfortunately, it's hard to get a transport van here. I know, I've rang every store I can, but we'll work that out in the future. But there you go, there's my latest track. So that's a wrap up looking at my track. Now, please hit the comments, let me know what you think. The beauty about this being wood, if I don't like the layout, it's not hard to reroute some sections to add on to this and change it up. So I am very excited. In regards to getting it, I'm hoping to get it on Monday, but I am struggling to get it logistically to me. So I'll be working with Paul to try and find the quickest way to get it here. But what is your thoughts? Let me know in the comment. Have I gone the right way? Yes, it's only 2-lane, it's not digital, but remember, it's just me in this small room testing some tracks, and of course I can play with my son or a friend. And the other beauty is I can almost run some plastic track on top if I want to do some digital layout just to have a little bit of fun. So there it is. Massive thank you to Nick from Slot Car Dude. Please check him out. And of course, the Salzburg track, what a wicked track that was. And a massive thank you to the seller, Paul. Quick one on him. Looks like a legendary bloody scratch builder. Now, I've met some Austrians and they all seem to be wicked scratch builders. So he did have a room full of slot cars. In fairness to him and respect to him, I did not film it. Hopefully one day I can go back and show you his stuff. It is epic. But wow, what a space, what a place. And I can't believe we have got a wood rated track coming to my house. As always, at That Slot Car Guy on Instagram and YouTube. Please let me know in the comments. Do you like it? What should I do with it? And of course, if this is the kind of content you like, we're going to have some more reviews coming now. Please hit that like, subscribe button. It does help out the channel. But be safe, take care, support your local. Ciao.